Emmerdale's Dr. Todd shocks Charity Dingle with another vicious blackmail demand tonight, pushing her for a massive six-figure payment. Just as it appears Todd could quietly leave the village after already forcing £5,000 out of Charity, a surprising discovery completely changes the situation. Fans have watched Todd continuously target Charity ever since uncovering the truth about baby Leyla's real biological parents. At first, Todd demanded £10,000 to keep the secret hidden, but she later agreed to take £5,000 after Charity insisted she had no money saved. During Friday's episode, Dr. Todd chats with Manpreet Sharma and Ryan Stocks at the Hyde, where she dismissively describes Charity as just a barmaid at the Woolpack. Manpreet quickly corrects her, explaining that Charity actually owns half of the pub and has earned a great deal of money. Later on, Todd corners Charity and accuses her of being dishonest. Dropping any idea of leaving the village behind, the manipulative doctor makes it clear she intends to stay exactly where she is. Todd cruelly reminds Charity that she conveniently forgot to mention owning half of the pub. She mocks Charity's lies and even drags little Leyla into the conversation with a heartless remark. Pressuring Charity further, Todd suggests selling her share of the pub to pay her off. She explains that the market is perfect for sellers right now, before raising her demand to a staggering £100,000 if Charity truly wants her gone. Charity argues that the demand is completely unreasonable and insists she could never afford that amount, but the threats are beginning to feel far more dangerous than before. Emma Atkins recently revealed that Charity is living in constant fear, knowing Dr. Todd could expose the truth at any second. She explained that Charity feels trapped in a non-stop nightmare, always expecting Todd to reveal everything at any moment, which creates huge tension both for the character and for viewers watching the storyline unfold. Emmerdale has confirmed that Charity Dingle's explosive baby secret will soon be revealed, sparking massive consequences across the village. With the truth expected to cause chaos for several families, Charity could find herself completely isolated from those closest to her. At the moment, only Ross and the manipulative Dr. Caitlin Todd are aware of the truth. Todd has already used the secret to blackmail Charity into handing over a huge amount of money, and their bitter conflict is only going to intensify next week. The storyline has already created huge drama in the village, but once the truth finally comes out, the damage could permanently change relationships between the Sugden and Dingle families. Emmerdale producer Laura Shaw recently opened up about the upcoming fallout during an exclusive interview with Inside Soap. She revealed that the truth will completely tear families apart, and admitted viewers will especially feel heartbroken for Sarah and Jacob, who are currently overjoyed raising Leyla together. According to Shaw, the emotional devastation will be incredibly difficult for them to recover from. Shaw also hinted that Sarah may begin reconnecting more strongly with the Sugden side of her family once everything is exposed. At the same time, Charity and Mackenzie's marriage is expected to face one of its biggest challenges yet. The producer explained that Charity and Mackenzie have already survived countless struggles together, adding that she hopes the couple can somehow overcome this latest crisis as well. There has also been speculation that Charity and Ross could eventually grow closer because of their connection to Leyla. However, Shaw insisted that although Ross will remain involved in the storyline, the central love story continues to be Charity and Mackenzie's relationship. In Emmerdale, Kane Dingle would be completely lost without the support of his close friend, Liam Kavanagh. To be honest, Liam's guidance has probably saved Kane's life more than once. Over the years, Liam has repeatedly stepped in whenever Kane has made reckless decisions, but his latest intervention may have been the most important yet. When Kane decided he wanted to refuse prostate cancer surgery because he feared it would destroy his sex life and damage his marriage, Liam immediately told him he was making a terrible mistake. Liam is one of the very few people capable of speaking to Kane that honestly. He also wasted no time informing Moira about Kane's decision, and she quickly shut down his stubborn behavior. In the end, the operation went ahead successfully, although Kane continued struggling emotionally afterwards. After spotting the catheter bag attached to his leg, Kane instantly panicked and convinced himself he would suffer from incontinence permanently. Once again, Liam stepped in to reassure him, explaining that the catheter was simply part of the normal recovery process after surgery. Kane is finding it impossible to fully accept his illness and the way it is changing his life. Despite recently undergoing surgery, he refuses to slow down and keeps pushing himself far harder than doctors recommended. Part of the reason for his mindset is the huge revenge plot unfolding against Joe Tate. Kane and Moira have teamed up with Dawn Taylor to bring Joe down after he framed Moira and stole Butler's farm from the family. Kane is determined to see their plan through, no matter the cost. However, his cancer battle is far from over, and his body desperately needs rest. Although he feels relieved after having the catheter removed because it eases some of his fears, he still refuses to admit he is not fully recovered. His stubbornness could end up causing even more harm. Fortunately, Liam understands exactly how to deal with Kane during moments like this. Rather than reacting to Kane's tough exterior, he encourages his friend to swallow his pride and focus on healing properly. The big question now is whether Kane will finally listen to the advice he so clearly needs. Emmerdale has aired a terrifying showdown between Charity Dingle and Robert Sugden in the latest early ITVX episode, with dangerous consequences unfolding as tensions explode. The Dingle family has ruled the village for more than 30 years, and one lesson everyone has learned is that crossing them almost always ends badly. Right now, Robert Sugden has found himself directly in the family's sights after becoming involved in a shocking betrayal against Moira Dingle. Robert recently helped frame Moira for human trafficking and double murder after being blackmailed by Joe Tate. Joe had secretly obtained footage showing Victoria Sugden killing her half-brother John, and he used the evidence to force Robert into helping him. Joe's real objective was taking control of Butler's farm, which Moira desperately fought to protect. However, after discovering Kane had been diagnosed with prostate cancer, she found herself under unbearable pressure. Robert eventually became the new tenant at Butler's, and even renamed it Emmerdale Farm. Meanwhile, Joe cruelly destroyed the memorial tree dedicated to Moira's daughter, leaving the Dingles devastated as they attempted to rebuild their lives after Moira's release from prison. Kane recently realized Moira was hiding something from him, and she finally confessed the truth about Robert and Joe's role in sending her to prison. Unsurprisingly, Kane reacted furiously, although he initially stayed calm while Robert worried about what might happen next. At the same time, Kane was also recovering from major prostate surgery, which left him needing a catheter during his recovery. After finally being discharged from hospital and proving he could walk independently again, Kane decided it was time to get revenge. While Robert carried on working at the farm, Aaron Dingle headed off to a job elsewhere in Houghton, mentioning that he would be gone for most of the day. Emmerdale airs every weeknight at 8 p.m. on ITV1 and is also available to stream on ITVX.